everybody. This is Card Guy Chris Ellis,
With Collectible Chris.
and we are here going to talk about the Super Bowl, or the big game, or you know, whatever you want to call it, next Sunday. Um,
Between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Chiefs could be expected, but we didn't think the Eagles were going to have a fantastic year that they did. And I'm still hurt that the Eagles will beat the Niners, but when you're one good chance to kind of lease off the field after the third play, you're kind of got to rely on the defense a little bit. So, Eagles did what they did. So like our Super Bowl pick, and then my in the brackets for the picks, I kind of went everywhere. So our picks then go to the Super Bowl, but we're still gonna have a good matchup. We got the Eagles, who is the third best defense and the number one offense, against Kansas City, who is the number two offense, but the 16th defense. So we're gonna see a very competitive matchup. Honestly, as long as Hurts is consistent, Eagles can run away with it. What the Chiefs need to do, their offensive line needs to protect Mahomes. Mahomes still has that high sprained ankle. So, O-line needs to protect him. But Kansas City Chiefs defense, their defense needs to step up. They got a good D-line. They have one of the best D-lines in the league. No shadow about it. They have a decent middle linebacker core. But what's going to hurt them is what Jalen has been doing with some of the teams this past year, the secondary, especially their strong safety and their free safety. They need to be on deck with the other DBs. So I'm saying Eagles will win against the Chiefs, mainly because of their defense and due to the fact if Hurts runs, Hurts is going to destroy that Kansas City defense. I mean, look at who else he has. He has A.J. Brown. Miles Sanders has had a heck of a season. He is an underrated running back. No question about it. He also has Quez Watkins, who's honestly been consistent, but he gets overlooked just because of A.J. So you got consistency in a linebacker in the wide receiver core. So I'm saying Eagles, and I don't think it's actually going to be a close game if Hurts does what he does. I'm saying Eagles win 28-23.
I'm going to go with Kansas City,
Wow.
just due to the fact that I was not impressed with the Eagles after the injuries and the penalties that the 49ers were getting. The Eagles should have demolished them. I mean, the score at the end of the game looks bad, but to me, it wasn't a demolishing that they did. They just, hey, we beat them, yay. We're going to the Super Bowl, yay. The only thing that scares me about Kansas City, you brought it up, was the defense. They have, I think, 7 rookies on the defense, on the starting defense this year. So that's either a positive or a negative in many ways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 2 weeks to train for a team, that's pretty good. I don't know many people that I think Travis Kelce's going to have a monster game, though.
Oh, yeah.
If they win, I see them double teaming Kelce and having the other receivers have them to beat him.
I mean, Kansas City still has Juju, and Juju's a great wide, very elusive. And they also got Hartman, right?
Yeah.
And Hartman has had actually a breakout season. So, I mean, it's not like the Chiefs have weapons. I mean, Mahomes is a weapon by himself, but if he has that high ankle sprain, he just cannot run as much.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's going to be fairly close.
I'm saying by 5. So.
I'm thinking plus minus 3, maybe 30-27.
30-27? Okay.
Yeah, Chiefs. If it's, I think they're gonna win an exciting Super Bowl. I don't think they want a boring one.
Oh yeah.
I don't think the NFL can handle that right now. But hey. Um, so those are our Super Bowl picks, and now we're going to talk about
Oh,
what.
who do you think will get Super Bowl MVP?
Well, obviously, if Kansas City wins, I think it's going to be Kelsey that gets it.
Oh,
If the Eagles win, I could see.
I see either Hurts or AJ.
I think Miles Sanders, if he gets the ball, if he gets a lot of touches running wise and receiving wise,
Oh yeah.
I think he could get the MVP. But I
Okay.
think it's up. I mean, yeah. There's probably five guys that are at the top of the list that could get MVP. I mean, Hurts, Brown, Sanders, Mahomes, Kelsey. There's the five. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think. Of course, you can put AJ Brown. I did. Did I put Brown in that list?
Yeah, you did.
I mean, Devontae Smith probably. Probably put one of the defensive players like number 7.
Oh yeah.
Um, for the Eagles, you could probably put. I'm sure Kansas City, if their defensive tackle has
If he has a
if
stellar game, then
if
yeah.
Jones has a great game, then
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard. I think it's harder for a defensive player to get the MVP than the offensive player.
I mean, shoot.
For the areas, but
The last one was what, Miller?
then the Seattle Seahawk guy.
Oh shoot, yeah. Who was it?
No, Miller might have been after him though.
No. Seattle won after. No, Seattle.
You might be right. It might be Vaughn. It might be Vaughn for Denver.
Yeah. So Vaughn is the last defensive player to win a Super Bowl MVP, and he did have a great year that year.
Yeah. So,
All right. So our picks for the awards.
yes, defense.
All right. So do we want to go to Coach then up?
Yeah, we'll go coaching up. I don't exactly the year doesn't really.
Yeah, that don't matter. All right. So the top finalists are for Coach of the Year: Nick Sirianni for the Philadelphia Eagles, Kyle Shanahan for the 49ers, Kevin O'Connell for the Vikings, Brian Dobble for the Giants, Dan Campbell for the Lions, Zach Taylor for the Bengals, Doug Peterson for the Jaguars, Ron Rivera for the Commanders, Mike Vrabel for the Titans, and Mike McDaniel for the Dolphins.
Who do you think is going to win it?
Out of the whole list, I think Shanahan will win it just due to the fact he went through 4 quarterbacks this year alone. Like, you want to give the young guy a chance. He did all right, got hurt. Garoppolo came in. He did outstanding for the few games he played. He got hurt, and then we had the last pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, come in, and he went on a tear. And then once Purdy got hurt, like, Shanahan is smart when it comes to actual decisions on the offense, which I like. So, Shanahan bringing a team to a very outstanding record and going through three starting quarterbacks, like, that's still outstanding to me. And if Shanahan didn't get it, honestly, the most impressive coach this year was Brian Daboll for the Giants. Considered to be the worst team in the league, and they went to the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm picking Shanahan too. Not many coaches could go through that many quarterbacks, and win their division, let alone make it like one game from the Super Bowl. So yeah, I'm going with Shanahan as their coach. So what's our next one?
Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I'm actually still surprised Quay is not on this list, honestly, because he had the most tackles, honestly. Sauce Gardner, cornerback for the Jets. Tariq Woolen, cornerback for the Seahawks. Safety for the Eagles, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions, and Jalen Pitre for the Texans.
I think this one's probably Sauce's the win.
I just don't think, okay, they say that he was the most consistent. I disagree. I think Aiden was the most impressive rookie. When was the last time a defensive lineman had 3 interceptions in 1 year?
Probably has been a while.
J.J. Watt, 2012.
I'm not saying that Aiden doesn't deserve it.
And like, it's just.
I mean, I wouldn't have an issue with Aiden or Sauce getting it, but I think it's Sauce's the win. I mean, I don't see the other two guys below him in that list.
Yeah, it's just that I just didn't think Gardner did enough. Like, he had the tackles, yes. He had the pass deflections. He had a lot of pass deflections, so he's a good coverage cornerback. Don't get me wrong, but Aiden as a defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions in a very competitive division.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think Aiden had a great year as a rookie, especially on the line. So, I mean, like I said, I have no issue if Aiden would win it. He'd probably be my 1B.
Okay.
But my 1A would probably be Sauce because he's probably got the hype from everybody else, and that's probably what.
Probably what's getting him the vote, yeah.
And him probably being the number one, then him going against those two names on the bottom of him. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, I would have, so.
Honestly, for Quay being ejected, I think that's what kind of got him out of the running. But I mean, Quay had a great year.
Yeah, I mean Walker. I mean, probably led rookies in tackles, probably. So
yeah, he did. He had more tackles as a rookie linebacker. He actually got Lewis. Shanahan wasn't a linebacker. He beat Lewis and Thomas's.
Yeah,
so like if Quay didn't get ejected, he probably would have been winning Rookie of the Year. But yeah, I'm sticking with Hutchinson. I can see Sauce. It's just that I think Aiden would have had the more impressive rookie.
Lots of Vince's Rookie of the Year. It's got to be a little tough.
Because the guy on here is not on here. Okay, Garrett Wilson for the Jets, Chris Olave for the Saints, Damian Pierce for the Texans, which honestly he did have a decent year. Kenneth Walker III for the Seahawks, Christian Watson for the Packers, and Panthers offensive lineman Cam Ekwonu is actually on the finalist vote. I still think Brock Purdy should be on this list. He was the most accomplished offensive rookie, but
he is on the list. He should be on that list because he's on the finalist list for the NFL.
Why is it not on here then?
Look up NFL.com award finalists real quick. Because I think it's like Purdy, Kenneth Walker III, and Garrett Wilson.
Oh, here we go.
So, were we right about defense?
Oh, yeah, defense. It's Sauce Gardner, Aiden Hutchinson, Tyreek Woolen. Oh, there's comeback player of the year. I forgot about that one.
Okay, well.
We'll go back to that one.
Okay.
But it's Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker III, and Garrett Wilson.
No.
Oh, okay. We all like all three guys.
Yeah.
I was big on Wilson.
Yeah.
I said Wilson was going to be the best rookie receiver, which he was. You were big on Kenneth Walker.
Somewhat. I mean, Breece Hall would have been.
Breece Hall would have had it if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Like Breece would have been offensive rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt after week 6. And once Purdy came in, I'm saying Brock because I think he was the most accomplished. But if Brock doesn't get it, I will not be upset if Walker or Wilson get it. They were great.
For me, I'm going to just be different. I'll go with Garrett. I thought he had a good year with the Jets. He would have had a better year with the Jets if they would have decided to throw it to him sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I agree. It's just that
Comeback player.
I'm on the Purdy train, so.
Yeah, I got you. Comeback player of the year is going to be an interesting one.
Ooh. Okay, comeback player of the year. And we talked about these three guys all year long.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley for the Giants.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, Panther turned down Niner. And Geno Smith for the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's that.
It's a great list, honestly.
That is probably the best list out of any of the awards, really. Um,
Okay, I hate saying this. I want McCaffrey to get it, and
yeah,
I do want Saquon to get it too. I'm gonna say Geno.
Gino might get it because just what what he's gone through and had the season he had. Because no one thought he would have this good of a year.
Oh no, heck no.
So
I mean, led in percentage.
yeah,
Really had a good TD turnover ratio. Like his game management was so good compared to his rookie season with the Jets.
well, it's the Jets.
I mean, well, I can't. We can't say that now just because of how the Jets are actually improving now.
Yeah.
So I mean, but 2010s Jets, yes, I agree.
So
I mean, he's better than EJ Manuel now. So.
yeah, he is. I agree with you. I think I would love to see McCaffrey get it, but I think Gino will.
Out of all this, out of the list though, like offensive rookie of the year, I'll be happy with whoever gets it. Comeback player of the year, I'll be happy whoever gets
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Now, offensive player of the year, this is a great list.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill of the Dolphins, Jalen Hurts of the Eagles, Justin Jefferson for the Vikings, Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs.
Usually, the offensive player of the year and the most valuable player usually doesn't go. I mean, sometimes it does go to the same person, but usually they try not to.
Yeah, because the offensive player of the year should be like the best weapon on the field. I think that's how it should be treated. But
I think Jalen Hurts might win offensive player of the year.
I see Jefferson getting this one. I'll say Justin Jefferson for
I
offensive
can-
player of the year.
I can see that.
And I'll explain that why and later. But defensive player of the year, this is a great list too. Nick Bosa of the Niners, Chris Jones, defensive tackle of the Chiefs, the main guy that everyone should look out for in the Super Bowl, and Michael Parsons of the Cowboys. Honestly, another list I will not be upset for,
No, all three of those guys are well deserving.
but due to the sacks, I'm saying Bosa just because of how dominant he was on that defensive line.
Yeah, he had a great year, and I would have no issue with anybody on this list. I'm probably going to pull for Parsons, though.
Yeah.
Probably, I mean, he slowed down a little bit towards the end of the year, but his beginning of the year, he was very, very dominant. So,
Oh yeah. No, like he
so I'm going to go.
because you chose Micah for defensive player of the year. I wanted Bosa, but I said TJ. If TJ didn't get hurt, he probably would have been another guy.
Yeah.
And of course, MVP. Top five: Josh Allen for the Bills, who we both picked at the beginning of the year. Joe Burrow for the Bengals. Jalen Hurts for the Eagles. Justin Jefferson is in MVP talks as well, and Patrick Mahomes. A list that can go back and forth.
Yeah, everybody can go back and forth with this one. Just because I picked him early before the season started, I'm gonna go with Josh.
I'm worried just because of how inconsistent he was, especially.
No,
toward
I
the
know.
end.
I could pick someone else for this. If I didn't have Josh, I would actually pick Joe Burrow, but I'm gonna go with Josh on that one.
Like, all these guys are deserving. The only person I don't think is deserving of MVP is Jefferson on this list. I would have a different quarterback, honestly, on this
I'm
list.
actually surprised the defensive player's not on that list.
Bosa.
Yeah, I would have put one of the. He could have, but hey, I mean, I guess the defensive player didn't have like a most impressive year. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but I don't see Allen winning it. I don't see Jefferson winning it.
nope.
Burrow got sacked a lot, but that's because of his weak offensive line. It beefed up at the end, and they did well in the playoff run. I'm saying Jalen Hurts.
Hurts. I mean, I could see that. I mean, the team was 16-1. I mean, kind of hard to, stop that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm just picking Allen just due to the fact I picked him in the
Yeah.
like before even the preseason started. So,
I mean, I said that one too in the preseason.
but I could see Jalen Hurts getting it. I mean, 16-1 is pretty impressive for a quarterback. So, even though he didn't play,
one game. Yeah,
well, they weren't 16-1. They lost to the Cowboys,
they lost to the Cowboys. They lost to the
the Commanders.
and they lost to one more team.
So they were
No. They lost twice. Yeah,
okay. So,
but I'm
still,
saying
they had a good year.
Well, I'm saying Hurts mainly because of not just the passing, but also the running game.
Yeah,
So if you think of most valuable player, he was the most valuable player of the league because of his.
oh yeah, I completely agree.
I mean, Allen can run, but it's
Yeah.
just that Hurts had a better production.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So that are our awards. All right. So the Royal Rumble.
this year's Royal Rumble honestly was the best pay-per-view in a minute. The only match that is still heavily criticized is Bray Wyatt's.
Yeah.
And I mean, first match in 2 years, where you wanted to see that he was still good, not much ring rust, but like, and just the way they did the paint on him
Yeah.
with the eye contacts, it is textbook Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
I just do not know how they're gonna bring in Uncle Howdy now because of that big old stage dive. Because you know what that stage dive kind of looked like?
Old Macho Man.
It kind of looked like Darby Allin, honestly, because he spun and went off his back. It was like the coffin drop.
Yeah.
So we all know it's not Darby Allin.
Yeah.
But who else dives like that? Because we all thought it was Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
The only other a person I can think of that would take a dive like that is Jeff Hardy. So they're kind of messing everyone's minds right now, which I don't like.
Yeah.
And you see all the characters back,
Yeah.
and like, I mean, I still think Grayson is the buzzard just because of how he is.
Yeah.
Joe Gacy, I still think is the hog. Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair was a decent match. It still wasn't the best.
Yeah. It could have been. Yeah, it wasn't long at all. It could have been better.
And of course, Uncle Howdy going for Bliss, which is gonna be great. Honestly, yeah, if you can get Wyatt and Bliss back together, that's gonna be money for the business. Roman and Kevin was a heck of a match. It was a good storybook told match. The little the fall Kevin took though, it's good that he went back into the moonsault. So that shows Kevin's professionalism there. But the very ending with the Shield 2.0 chair shot.
Yeah.
But I do have a question about that after we get to the Rumbles. I said Cody Rhodes would win the Rumble.
I think everybody pretty much.
But I said that he wouldn't get spot number 30, and he got spot number 30. So that is still shocking to me.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious on that one.
But Rhea, who did I say would win the Women's Rumble? Did I say Rhea?
Can't remember. You might have.
Because like she went entry number 1.
Well,
And with Liv Morgan at number 2, and they were the last two.
Well, you also had in the men's, you had 1 and 2 last a while too.
Yeah, and like Gunther.
I thought Gunther had a great showing.
Well, Gunther is a very accomplished wrestler, and honestly, his gimmick fits him superbly. And him and Sheamus is a good rivalry. I still think it's underrated. Yes, they had a match of the year last year, but I still think it's an underwhelming rivalry. I'm just waiting for Butch Be Done to actually beat Gunther for the Intercontinental, unless they're going to have Solo from the bloodline take care of the Intercontinental Championship, which will be a great match. But Gunther had a great show, and Edge coming back was great, especially eliminating Priest and Balor. And then Rhea attacking Edge, and then Beth Phoenix comes out and spears Rhea, which is great. So I hope that they take care of that issue at Elimination Chamber, and I do hope Edge and Beth finally squash Judgment Day and win. that way it's supposed to end, because really Edge shouldn't have lost that I Quit match. It was a good ending for that, and I'm glad that they're coming back to it. But Rhea, Rhea had a great show. Roxanne, her performance was a little disappointing. I think they only had her because she's a hometown favorite.
Yeah.
Zoe Stark from NXT had a great showing. She did very well. And Indy was slightly disappointing, but they had her just because of the Zoe and Indy feud in NXT. So, but the best moment I think was Logan Paul's and Ricochet's.
Oh, the leap across the ring and
The leaping cross bodies to each other, because we haven't seen that in a minute. We honestly have not seen that like that. Like, we've seen cross-body collisions in the ring, but not a springboard.
yeah,
And I always wanted to see that. And the fact that two athletic guys did it, that made me happy. So, and the fact that Logan Paul eliminated Rollins, we know that matches happen at WrestleMania. So,
yeah, for pay-per-view, I mean, or whatever you want to call it now, it was probably one of their better ones over. I mean, in a while. I don't think the Rumbles were. The women's one, I don't know if it was too obvious, but the men's, we pretty much.
the men's we knew.
Yeah, I mean, I think if people put money on the men's, they would definitely have,
And they only had one legend. They only had Booker.
Yeah.
Because, yes, they had Edge, and Edge is a legend, but I still consider him part of the active roster.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Logan Paul, that kind of surprised me because I thought he was still injured. Michelle McCool coming out of the crowd, though, I thought that was neat.
Yeah. She lasted a pretty good minute in there.
Yeah. Nia Jax coming back, that surprised me, too.
Yeah. Especially at 30.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, great.
And then all the women gained up on her and tossed her out, yeah. So, I mean, I understand why Nia's back, so they can add more to the bloodline. But, like I said earlier, I wanted to ask you this, and honestly, it's bothering me still now. Zayn did the Shield 2.0 shot.
Mm-hmm.
Zayn's facing Roman at Elimination Chamber for the Undisputed Universal WWE Championship. He loses, and we all know he's going to lose, unfortunately. And if booking is like booking was done before, hopefully it's not because it's Triple H. Rose is supposed to face Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to have Daniel Bryan Part 3? You know what I mean by this, right?
Three-man.
A triple threat match for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn.
Or you have Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn for the Raw belt. And you have Cody versus Roman for the SmackDown title.
Yeah, well, but Zayn's facing for both the championships.
It's going to...
Well, it's going to happen.
You know what? Some people are predicting the Daniel Bryan retelling.
Yeah.
I think if you want to have him face Roman and then have him and Kevin face the Usos for the tag team titles at WrestleMania.
And that's another thing. I mean, Jay's conflicted.
Yeah.
And because Jay fought for Sami, even though Jay was the one that was like, he ain't blood.
Yeah.
He ain't blood. And Jimmy stood for Zayn until the chair shot.
Yeah.
And I mean, those were the worst beatdowns I've seen given in the ring. And yes, it's fake, but I mean, golly. But
yeah, I mean, I think they ended the story a little bit too soon. I think they could continue it all the way up till WrestleMania.
yeah,
But hey, God forbid we have a longer storyline than 6 months or something, right?
I mean, for a 6-month storyline, it was good.
No, yeah, I'm not saying.
I mean, they kept it relative. They kept it innovative. I mean, once Uzi started becoming a thing, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I got Zayn working on Jay with his Uzi. And my right hand man is gonna be coming back more Uzi. So yeah, I mean, it was great. Like that's just them dancing, and everyone forgot Zayn teamed with the Usos back in NXT in 2014,
Yeah.
and he danced with the Usos. So it's like the connection was there. They have great chemistry with everybody,
Yeah. I mean,
and Elimination Chamber is gonna be in Montreal,
yeah.
which is Zayn's hometown crowd.
Yeah.
So why not have Kevin in Zayn's corner?
Yeah.
Especially since Zayn kind of stopped Roman from hitting Owens with a chair shot and probably was going to go straight to the head.
Yeah.
So, like, the story is good, and it is the best story since Vince has left the company. I mean, he's back now, but Triple H is still in control, technically. So, as long as they keep it up, I would love to see Zayn and Kevin team up once again, and then win the tag team championships.
Yep.
I'm just worried that Zayn's popularity is gonna change the results, like how Kofi Mania changed the result
Mm-hmm.
with him against Daniel, but Kofi deserved
Oh,
the championship.
yeah. Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan, not once but twice, has gotten in the middle of a main event because of his popularity.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, the first time he deserved to be in there because he was the hottest thing. The second time, Edge should have faced Roman alone.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of worried about that. But yeah, Triple H has been great with booking, so I'm hoping he makes the right decisions.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it just depends on how everything is done.
Yeah, and it always will be.
You got anything else?
Everyone be on the lookout in the NBA. Kyrie Irving wanting to have a trade out of the Nets, and honestly, it doesn't surprise me. The Nets are not doing so well. And like I said, if you have a team with so much star power, it's just going to crumble. So, Kyrie is still a top 5 point guard in my opinion because he can pass the ball, he can shoot, he can do everything. If a team wants to pick him up to make a championship run, I want him to go to Detroit. Reason for that, Detroit has a good top 5 center. They have a great power forward, small forward. They need someone to limit turnovers, and why not have Kyrie? So if Kyrie could go to Detroit, that would be great. That would be great for the city of Detroit, and that would be great for a playoff run for the Pistons. That's my opinion.
It's a good one. So, I got nothing to say about Kyrie right now.
Yeah, I'm not big on Kyrie, but I got respect talent. I mean, yes, I'll respect LeBron with his talent, but I'm still gonna say that he has the biggest ego in the NBA. Well, actually, no, it's Trae Young now. So Trae Young has the biggest ego in the NBA.
But we'll talk to you later. You'll probably see a pretty cool card shop pickup come this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. I know this man's going to be on the lookout for that because he's going to see what I got him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to want to see those nice cards, you know. So, but hope everybody has a good day, great week, and this is Card Guy Chris Ellis.
Well, Collectible Chris.
And we'll talk to you later. Bye.